Hi everyone, welcome back. Oh man, Mr. Creepy Bunny's still sitting right up there on the dresser. Right, just there. Nope, that there. Anyway, hi, welcome back. Good to see you guys again. You know how every crocheter has that one yarn or that one color that you avoid? Like you walk past it in the aisle, skip it if it's in your stash. You pretend like it doesn't even exist. For me, that color is red. This kind of looks kind of a burnt orange on camera. I promise it's really red. For me, it's red. Any shade, doesn't matter. I have never been a fan of red. Bright reds, deep reds, berry reds, really, really bright red reds. It's coming across as burnt orange. I apologize for that. Again, that's just the poor camera quality. I apologize for that. This is Bernat Velvet, and the color is Red Rogue. Red Rogue. And this one is one of my absolute favorite yarns. I'm not going to kid you not. Seriously. This is Premier. This is their stash goals. And they call this one burgundy. And it's a true actual burgundy, and I apologize that on the camera it doesn't look that way, but it really truly is burgundy. This is one of my new favorite yarns, and I say new just because when I first bought the burgundy, I looked at it and I was like, I don't do red. So it sat in my closet. But then Premier kept having sales on their Stash Goals yarn. And I'm talking like deep discount. From $8 a bag, and you get two of these balls in each bag. It equals out to about 500 grams between the two. But when it was on sale so deeply, I bought quite a bit of it. Matter of fact, I think I have 12 bags of just that burgundy. I love it. Anyway, red has never felt like my color, but something happened. Premiere happened. No, I'm kidding. I kept noticing red in other people's projects. My daughter, who also crochets, red is her favorite color. And she also got a bunch of this from Premier. But I decided I would make a blanket with the red and white because it was getting closer to Christmas time. And I thought, everybody's into the whole Santa outfit type thing, right? So for me, I wasn't going to make Santa hats. I wasn't going to make stockings. I wasn't going to make any of that kind of stuff. But I'm good with blankets. So I made a throw blanket out of just the burgundy, and then I put a white border around it. I love that blanket. Like, I truly love the blanket. So I was like, maybe red's not so bad. So then I went back and I bought more of that. But we're not going to talk about that. total, I think I have 12 bags. This red, this is one of those Amazon yarns that I mentioned when we were talking about Creepy Bunny over there. The yarns come like this, and they're in plastic, but the way that they're taped up, it makes it very difficult to actually get into the yarn because there's no opening spot where you can just get to the plastic easily, and you have to sit and peel off and cut off and all that tape. It's such a pain in the backside, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, I love this yarn. It's a nice thick size. I mean, this is thick. This is supposed to be a size 6 weight yarn, and for me, because of the way that my hands are and I need the larger sized yarns, this one honestly truly does feel like an actual 6 weight yarn, when so many that'll say that they're 6s don't feel that way. This one actually does. But anyway, the thing is red was just never my color. It still isn't. I won't wear it. True fact and funny story. I used to have red hair once upon a time. Now, granted, that red came out of a box, but it was still red. I'm good with red in some instances. Like, my clothing will never be red. I hate red for that. However, I used to paint my nails red all the time. My lipstick was always red. My hair at one point, again, was red. But then I found pink. and I was that crazy lady who was walking around the grocery store with this bright bubblegum pink hair. Yeah, I was a little insane. Every time that I use one of these reds, I'll look at it and go, that's really pretty. I never thought there would come a time when I would actually touch red yarn. I would admire it from a safe, emotionally safe distance. And then one day, I grabbed a skein of red. To be fair, the first one that I used was this one. I was like, well, you know, the plan was to make a flag blanket. Red, white, and blue. And I have the white and I have the blue and I have this big thing of red here, and that may still be in the plans later on, but not right now. And I grabbed it just because of that idea for that blanket. Not because I actually wanted red. I had the plan for the blanket. But because it was only one yarn in my store that matched this idea in my head, and I remember thinking, okay, fine, I'll try it. Not going to commit to using red. I still don't like it. And then I loved the way that the yarn actually felt. I used it for a different project. Loved the way that the yarn felt in my hands and thought, okay, maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe I can look past the fact that it's red. And then I went through a scrunchie phase. First of all, I have so many scrunchies, y'all. If you haven't seen the way that I do my scrunchies, they're a little different than what most people do scrunchies. Like, I can do them the way that other people do. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, Passionate Kelsey here on YouTube is like scrunchie goddess or something. I watched her video that she did on how to make scrunchies, and I wanted to emulate her. And I did the best that I could. Hers still turned out much better than mine, but I can do them the way she does them. Hers just still look better. But even then, I decided on a different way of doing it. And I call them my octo scrunchies. They're on my to-do app in my shop. If you guys want to look at the octo scrunchies so that you can understand what I did. So I picked up Bernat Velvet. This is, again, Red Rogue. It's a really pretty red. And velvet works wonderful for scrunchies. So I had to have that because I needed to do scrunchies in every color. Or so I thought. And then again, like I said, with the Premier, this is the Stash Goals. You guys, this feels so good. I absolutely love this yarn. It has been such a pleasure to work with it. And I never thought I would say that when it came to red at all. But these reds, they're bold and they make your stitches just look so good, and it makes it seem like your project just jumps out at you like, here I am. Or maybe that's for me because red's not my color. I don't know. But it made the project feel like it had a heartbeat. Red, heart. Yeah, you get it. And I just sit there thinking, wait, I've avoided this color my entire life. But red. It's so pretty. Sometimes your hands will know before your brain does. So for you, maybe that color, I don't know. Maybe it's brown, maybe it's purple, maybe it's blue. I don't know what your color is that you try to avoid. But instead of avoiding the colors that we don't like as much, try a project with just one shade of that color. And before you know it, your stash or your yarn store like mine will start to include that color in your inventory, because eventually you will get to where, okay, maybe I don't avoid it as much as I used to, or I still have it in there in case I want to use it, but it's not the one that I gravitate toward the most, so it just lives on the shelf. That's okay. It's perfectly okay. But think of a project that maybe that color would be perfect for. Like, hello crabs, if I ever figure out how to do that. You know, you can use it for just about anything. Sometimes the thing that we've been avoiding ends up becoming one of our favorites. So now I have this little rule for myself. If a color scares me or I don't like the color, I'm still going to try it. I have this brown yarn. It's a Bernat variegated yarn. I'm not a fan of brown. I'm really not. Like, do I shy away from it as much as what I did with the red? No. But I'm not a huge fan of that particular variegated brown. But I made a teddy bear with it. Why did I do that? Because now I look at that brown and go, okay, that teddy bear turned out really cute. So now I know I can use the brown, even if I don't necessarily have a plan for a lot of it. But that's okay. Apparently, Red and I were meant to be friends all along, even though I still have an issue with it. Like, I have made a couple of different blankets with this Premier Red Burgundy. Um, I have a red and pink blanket and the red and white one. And I have a lot of this burgundy, so I'm sure I'll be making many more blankets to come. Anyway, until next time here in the quiet place, be you always. See y'all later. Bye.